Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Gnostic Network and the series Insight of a Modern Mystic with Isabella Greene. I am your host, Tara Crete. This is the 8th and final episode of our series. It's been such an enlightening conversation, educational. It's been exciting. There's so many cool things I've learned, and I know that other viewers have as well. This episode, our final one, we're going to be diving into the subject of death and how we can use the ability to go out of body to prepare ourselves for the final departure. Welcome back, Isabella. How are you?
I am good. It's wonderful to see you, Tara.
It's good to see you too. We have discussed so many fascinating topics, and we are at the ultimate topic now, death. It's the one topic that none of us can get away from. I have a saying, no one gets out alive. You don't get out of this place alive. I was just
Yeah.
talking about this the other day with a friend saying this is something that we all experience, yet so many people don't want to talk about it. So what is death really, and why are so many people afraid?
I would suggest that death is a completion of a cycle that will live on this timeline within this physical form. And only this timeline is being released because all of the rest of the timelines that we just talked about, this concept in our previous episode about shifting timelines, all of the rest continues, all of the rest goes on. It's only the physical body that is being released, and the experience of the soul continues. People are terrified of the unknown. And I think this is why there is so much fear for the ones who are passing. But for the ones who are saying goodbye, I believe that we as a collective are in such intense separation trauma, separation from the love of God, separation from source, separation from our bigger essence, from our higher consciousness in a lot of cases. And so people connect all the dots here in the physicality. And when one of the aspects, such as a person that represented the love or the presence or the awareness for them in the physical experience, is no more, this is what is truly painful. People predominantly grieve the separation and the sense of totality, like never again. The idea of never again, if you just say these words to someone who recently lost a loved one, they will go straight into tears. And so they think, or the people believe, people, we're all conditioned to feel that death is the end of it. There is nothing after it. But I would bring to you, there is a lot after it. And that we are still connected and we can still interact with the loved ones who passed on, even when they no longer have a body. And I will prove that through my own experience. And there's also there are few specialists that created different modalities for people to do that, not to mention the ability to channel and talk to the ones who are passed on. So in a non-physical sense, connection continues and life continues. It's just the physical form, and this identity that we know of the person is released so that the soul can rejuvenate and start all over.
I have come to some kind of term with it because being a yogi for so long, part of what we were taught is to contemplate death and to think about it more often than not. And I don't have a problem talking about it. I think what I find when I speak to people about death, if they're even willing to talk about it, because it is hard to get people to talk about the subject because they are so fearful of the unknown, like you said. But so many people, I think, are more worried about how it's going to happen and maybe perhaps when. And a common question is like, if you could find out when you were going to die, would you find out? I love asking that question at dinner parties to see what people say. Because some people say, I would love to know when. And I think, I don't want to turn that paper over. I don't want to know. I like the mystery of death. I like not knowing when it could happen. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 50 years. So I do find that more people are concerned about how it's going to happen and when it is versus the fact that it actually will, because it's like taxes. You can't get away from it.